Alright, this episode is titled The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne. It came out on October 29th, 1992. Directed by Frank Parr, written by Judith and Garfield Reeves-Stevens, story by David Weiss, animation by ACOM Productions. Featuring Kevin Conroy as Batman Bruce Wayne, Efren Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, Lauren Lester as Robin and Dick Grayson, Mark Hamill as Joker and the character Numbers, Richard Mole as Two-Face, Paul Williams as the Penguin and the other henchman named Snap, Carmen Zapata as Judge Maria Vargas, and Ray Bucktanica as Dr. Hugo Strange. Honorable mentions here. ACOM animated this episode, and they previously animated the episodes that we reviewed, which were Christmas with the Joker, The Cat in the Claw Part 2, The Last Laugh, Be a Clown, Feet of Clay Part 1, Prophecy of Doom, Mad as a Hatter, and Cat Scratch Fever. Then we've got director Frank Parr has been credited previously on this podcast in a Be a Clown review, as well as being a previous guest on this podcast, so go back and listen to those episodes to learn more about his career. David Weiss, who conceived the story for this, has been credited previously in our Clock King review, so you can listen to that to learn more about his career as well. And writers Judith and Garfield Reeves-Stevens have also been credited on this podcast in our Dreams in Darkness review, so you can go back and listen to that episode if you want to learn more about their careers. Then acting creds. All returning characters have been credited previously on this podcast in their first appearance, such as Carmen Zapata in Eternal Youth, Paul Williams in I've Got Batman in My Basement, and Richard Mole in Two-Face Part 1. So go back and listen to those episodes if you haven't yet already. And as far as new acting creds go for this episode, we've only got one, which is Dr. Hugo Strange, played by Ray Bucktanica. I think it's Bucktanica. It's Buktenica. Bucktanica, or Bucktanica. It's a very weird... I don't know the origins of it, but if I'm messing it up, I'm so sorry.
There's many options.
It could be Tanisa, yeah. Hugo Strange makes his DCA debut in this one episode. We won't see DCAU appearances from Hugo Strange until much later in Justice League, in fact, and I'll get to that.
This is his only appearance in Batman the Animated Series?
This is his only appearance in Batman the Animated Series.
Wow.
And the new and Batman and Robin and the new Batman Adventures. He never shows up again until Justice League Unlimited, which was the second iteration of Justice League. So yeah, it's many, many years does he show up again, and he doesn't even have a speaking line. And I'll explain why that is in a moment, and it has to do with Christopher Nolan. But just to get through Ray Bucktanica, he is also known for playing Danny in My Girl and Timmons in Heat. Okay, it's our utility belt of fun facts here. Hugo Strange first appears in Detective Comics number 36, which came out in February 1940. That's how old this character is. He appeared as a scientist and criminal mastermind who uses a stolen concentrated lightning machine to generate a dense fog every night so his gang can rob banks unseen, though he knows that Batman poses a threat to him. So no mind reading, nothing. He just creates a fog machine and fogs Gotham every night. And Batman's like, I am the night. Like, fog ain't gonna beat me.
I am the weather.
The episode is loosely based on the comic stories The Dead Yet Live and I Am the Batman by Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers. Hugo Strange makes one more appearance in the DCAU in Justice League Unlimited, as I said before. He has not spoken dialogue, but was meant to be used more extensively, but the Bat embargo prevented the creators from using him. Do you know about what the Bat embargo is? Nope. I just learned this too. The Bat embargo was an embargo on Batman characters. That was a lot of B's there, by the way. It was an embargo on Batman characters used by Warner Brothers and DC Comics writer Paul Levitt in compliance with the new Dark Knight trilogy, directed by Christopher Nolan. The characters under embargo were Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, Bane, and Hugo Strange. So Christopher Nolan went through and they were like, what characters do you want to use? And he basically cherry-picked the ones, and then Warner Brothers went to every single animation studio that had DC shows going at the time, and they were like, you can't use these characters anymore. Which explains why in Justice League, in the DCAU, we never see Two-Face again, Ra's al Ghul, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, Bane, Hugo Strange. They all never show up.
Joker gets a pass then.
Yeah, I think Joker's one of those like rare ones where it's like you can, yeah. And it was Mark Hamill, so what are they going to be like? No, Mark Hamill, you can't do that anymore. He'd be like, are you kidding?
Stupid rule. I mean, yeah. I think that type of old Hollywood thinking is dead now, right?
I think so. Like I think everyone's used to
be.
it.
Yeah, I think he's been more like, yeah, the dumb audience is gonna get confused. Like, wait, Hugo Strange in that cartoon, but then he's on the screen. I don't know what's going on there.
Which Batman's which?
Yeah, well, there's two different Batman. It's very confusing. I don't understand.
I never.
What about the fucking comic books that are full of the characters and the games?
Yeah, but those pictures don't move. These pictures move, so I'm
those
confused.
Are the ones that move. That's acted by a real person. I'm seeing them speak. They're a real person. They went to Gotham City to film it.
They're like, but that's a cartoon. It's like, yeah, but they're still talking. Yeah, I never got that, especially because it's like, why would you not want to make more money? Which is why you own these characters in the first place. Like, make all the shows. Who cares?
It's so dumb. When you think about it more, like, all right, we're going to use these in the movie, so don't use them. But wouldn't you want me to use them so that, like, people go, hey, I just saw this, so I'm going to go see them in something else?
It's the reason that Batman the Animated Series exists, because they were like, hey, we're about to have Batman Returns come out. Let's make a show that's got a vibe of Tim Burton's without being exactly like Tim Burton's, in order for people to be like, oh, I watched the cartoon and now I'll go see Batman Returns. You know, like, it's this show was going on when Batman Returns came out, and Batman Forever.
Canons in a universe either. Yeah. Really dumb. I hate hearing about like how dumb like Hollywood rules can be sometimes.
The Bat embargo. Yeah, that's the first time. I'm glad we're never going to hopefully see that again. So moving on here, the planned use of Hugo Strange in Justice League Unlimited was then assigned to the character Professor Milo, who we just met last episode in Cat Scratch Fever. So Professor Milo took over for Hugo Strange in that role, and what was intended originally was Hugo Strange was going to handle the Doomsday Project in the series in Justice League. So I thought that would have been really cool, because like they were going into like Doomsday's mind and like messing with him and creating like this ultimate weapon. Instead, they had Professor Milo, because they're like, oh, he kind of experiments on animals, and Doomsday's kind of an alien animal thing, so let's just do that. And
cool, we'll love that.
Yeah, and even more so in that Professor Milo sees Doomsday, and then he releases him, and Doomsday kills him. Spoiler alert, Justice League Unlimited, that happens in like a minute. Yeah, so that's how Professor Milo meets his doom in
Now
DCAU.
I never have to see it.
Yeah. You do see Hugo Strange very briefly in Justice League at a round table with Amanda Waller and like other people, and that's the only other time you see him in the DCAU, which is crazy. Okay, Strange quips to Alfred. Strange quips that Alfred is somewhat resistant to an ordinary dose of sodium pentothal, or truth serum. This resistance is later shown in the episode The Lion and the Unicorn, and stems from Alfred's military background. So Alfred is more resistance to truth serum, I think.
Can I be honest with you about something?
Yeah.
I don't like that Alfred has a military background.
You don't like that?
I don't like it for his character.
What, in any iteration, you mean? Like,
I understand. Yeah, I understand one that's like, well, we made him a medic so that he can fix up Batman, sure. But the Waynes were doctors, or at least one of them was, so it wouldn't have been cool that he was actually like involved in the medical industry, or just knew medical stuff through Bruce's father. Alfred to me is not a military man. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. I don't like, because he's not that hard. I don't like a hard Alfred. Is that what you're saying?
Neither do I. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah. Alfred needs to be soft and spongy. He needs to be the thing that Bruce looks to after his parents are dead to say, I need to protect this, right?
The heart, right?
Alfred needs to be protected. Yeah. If Alfred can like go, okay, yawn, like Judy chop somebody, I'm not into it.
Yeah, I do agree. I've never been mad about it, and I feel like the movies and shows have more been like, Alfred trained him, and it's like, no, he traveled the world. Like, Alfred wasn't like, I'll teach you how to be a vigilante. You must have been
and fucking
I'm from South London
Alfred
now. Yeah,
sucks my dick.
Yeah, I don't like a geezer. Right? I don't like Alfred as a geezer. I never have.
For Christ's sake. He's got to be a posh old man
yes.
who's not a medic, that has quips up the wazoo, is always making light out of such a dark world.
Yes.
That's what Alfred needs to be.
And also teach Bruce how to be...
I'm hot to that.
Yeah, but he needs to teach Bruce how to be the playboy, like, billionaire as well, right? Like, if you're going to be Batman, you've got to create this facade that you're not Batman. So I'm going to show you how to be, like, you know, the rich guy and, like, show you in a different light so no one thinks that you're this guy that runs around beating up criminals every night. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we've got, next up, Hugo Strange is auctioning off Batman's secret identity, but the tape he holds up has the words Bruce Wayne written on it very clearly.
Yeah, it's the biggest biff out of all of Batman the Animated Series. I'm auctioning off Bruce Wayne. Oh, I mean, Batman's. Did anybody hear? Yeah. You said it was Bruce Wayne. We can see that it says Bruce Wayne. How much? How much for what? Batman is Bruce Wayne. You don't know that. You have to see the tape. The tape labeled Bruce Wayne. It could be anything. Bruce Wayne gave me this tape. He's the one that knows the identity.
I'm not buying it.
Please, you flew here. It's nice. We have crepes. Batman just sees you guys like, you biffed it so hard.
You could have been so rich like me.
I beefed it.
Okay, where am I here? This is the first episode to feature several members of Batman's Rogue Gallery working together. This team up.
I love it.
I liked it too, man. I really dug them being teamed up for the first time, and we won't see it again until Almost Got 'Em, which is, I just love when I think Batman 66 always has that kind of like reminder when like villains team up, and I love it. I don't care if it's like they're not getting the spotlight as much, or they're not able to like be their villainous best self because they got to share like, you know, the screen time. I think it's great to see Two-Face, Penguin, and Joker just together trying to bid on Batman's identity. I think that's a great plot.
I also think they make a really well-balanced trio, don't you?
Yes, like, me too.
You got the comedy relief, the super of the Joker, the super serious of the Two-Face, and just the in-between sort of Penguin keeping everything together.
Get out of my face, clown!
Which one? Gentlemen, it behooves us not to fight amongst ourselves. Well put, Sardine Breath.
I loved it. I was like, this is fun. And I wasn't expecting it because I haven't seen this episode in a really long time. So, like, him calling up the Joker, I was like, what? Joker's in this episode? Great, I'm in.
Yeah.
I guess Batman's like, I guess the shark didn't eat you then.
Yeah, that's what I said last episode. He just shows up and no one is ever like, didn't that shark fucking eat you? Okay, so Joker's line, time to fly the unfriendly skies, is a parody of the United Airlines slogan, come fly the friendly skies. As the plane plummets towards the canyon, the Joker emits a scream similar to the classic Goofy holler. You know, the yo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
On guard!
Things haven't been the same since deregulation.
I don't know. I didn't watch Disney stuff.
You don't know Goofy's like holler as he's falling? Oh, okay. Well, do yourself a favor. Listen to this episode and you'll hear it.
I will do myself a favor and continue to never see that rubbish. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a bunch of rubbish. Thank you.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, if someone hands me like Hunter and Dalmatian, like, no, fuck off.
The names on the videotapes in the drawer are members of the production crew, which were Philippe Morel, John Morris, Randy Rogel, Dan Reba, Wayne Schultz, Dexter Smith, Jeff Snow, Rex Irvine, Jonathan Fisher, Romeo Francisco, Trish Bergio, and Casey Jeter. Randy Rogel and Dan Reba, previous guests of this podcast as well.
I was so happy we got to see the judges, like what she did, because me and my wife were like, well, what did she do? Right? Like, we were both like really curious, like, what was so bad that she had to spend all that money? She went on a pole over a bridge, like risking her life with this tape. And why is the pole loose on the bridge?
I don't know. Why is that beam just hanging out there? Yeah.
Well, I get there's a beam out there because it's like balancing, but the fact that someone was like, we ran out of bolts. It's one single beam in the middle of the bridge. What, is some slightly overweight lady gonna lay on it? Get out of here. Oh, that's what's happening right now. Oh, no.
What's so weird about that scene, too, is when you cut to Gordon being on the bridge, he's like leaning over her in the stretcher, and he looks so sad.
Yeah, he's like, she's dead.
And Batman's just like, yeah, she was shot to death. I didn't drop her, I swear.
She's soaking wet. She was sweating ass, so, it was scary, right? It's kind of like when the Waynes was shot. I'm sure little Brucey boy was sweating it, right?
Also, Gordon says, like, I just had dinner with her last week, and he's known her for 20 years.
And I was like, I know what's on that tape, mate. You were like, Bruce, Batman. I know it's you, Bruce. But you better give me that tape, pal.
It's their sex tape.
I'll do it. I'll put it into evidence. It's totally fine. He's like, she's dead. They're like, she's unconscious. No, she's dead. And the tape dies with her. Case closed.
Told me to burn it like the Gotham docks if she ever got caught.
In fact, I don't even know this woman. We're Jane Doe. This is Jane Doe. I do not know her. Do not tell my wife.
Well, that's a really good point, Bud. You saying don't tell my wife. I realized also in this episode, we know nothing about Gordon's personal life ever in this show. They never are like, here's Gordon's wife, we just know Barbara.
We know a little bit when Barbara comes into it.
Yeah, I know, like he has a daughter, sure, but we don't know anything about his wife and Barbara's mother. They never, I don't think they ever refer to
kinks.
Yeah. I like,
is he a top? Is he a bottom?
Mustache ride? Like, what does he like to do? Yeah. I mean, there's more to it than sexual kinks, but yeah.
Why don't you right now, since you are the resident Commissioner Gordon voice here, which doesn't sound like him at all.
Like Commissioner Kermit, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. Give me Commissioner, just for me, because I've had such a tough week. Give me the Commissioner, just his O face, just finishing, like peeking, and then
And you're right with Commissioner Kermit doing this, yeah?
No, it's Gordon, not Kermit.
But that's my Kermit. That's my Gordon. we've heard that.
Start with regular Gordon, and then at the climax, turn into Kermit.
All right, so I always start my regular Gordon like Obi-Wan, but hello there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I love that. Hey, Gordon.
Okay, so I'm fucking her, right?
Yeah. Batman's like, go on, yeah. This is a research thing. I need to know what your O-face is.
We were filming it as well. It was hot.
For science. Okay. Alfred is filming it right now. Hang on. Just framing it up. There we are. Oh, wide lens for you, Commissioner Gordon.
My mustache on. Okay, here we go. So I was going to town, and then I'm doing it. I'm going into Kermit by accident. I'm not even doing it on purpose. And then I was like, I'm gonna finish. Oh, yeah!
Could you imagine when you're finishing just going, yay! Saying yay!
With your hands flailing in the air.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god.
What are you doing, Kermit? Oh,
I'm blowing a big fat load.
I'm blowing a load inside of her.
Oh. Was it good for you?
Was that Al Pacino that just popped in?
Oh! I was here watching the whole time. This piggy's got a great ass.
I do. Okay, fucking hell. All right, so finally...
Animate that one, bud.
No, that's never being animated. TikTok would... Oh, by the way, we've had Weed Manor be restricted on both TikTok and Instagram for promoting drug use. Can you believe that shit? I know. Isn't that crazy? I was like, we're not like telling people to smoke, and it's a cartoon.
We don't smoke weed ourselves.
I know. It's crazy. Oh, man. Okay, so the final fact.
How the fuck is Snoop Dogg online then? Jesus Christ, he lights up blunts on camera.
Yeah, it's true. The final fact here is series writer Michael Reeves originally wrote a sequel to this episode titled Mind Games. No relation to the Batman Beyond episode with the same name. However, the episode was never produced. And I reached out to quite a lot of the people that worked on the show that we know. No one, especially people like Dan Reba, who know everything about the DCAU, knew anything about it, sadly. So whether this is true or not, I don't know. It very well could not be true. But a sequel called Mind Games intrigue me. I would like to see more of Hugo Strange. Like, what do you think of Hugo? What do you think of this episode? Let's get into it. What do you think about this episode? What do you think of Hugo Strange?
Love this episode. It's really fun. I wasn't expecting to suddenly see the Joker, Two-Face, and Penguin. I love that it's like weirdly like a holiday place. But how is like a Gotham blimp there in the end? Like, if they had to take an airplane to get there, how long did the blimp take? They must have left like 3 days before. They're like, we think something's going. Like, would you think maybe they were like, let's just steal the like? I fucking hate my job. I fucking hate Gotham. Or like, let's just take a blimp and just get out of here. We're blowing town, baby. And they like fly all the way to like the Middle East or wherever they are, and they suddenly just see like the Joker and everything, and they're like, ah.
And Commissioner Gordon, they're like, that's my boss.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, we meant to do this. Yeah, I don't know where this is. It's kind of like The Forgotten when Bruce loses his memory. Like, is it the same place that Boss Biggis like ran his like servant camp or whatever?
But it's like tropical. Like, it's first of all, it's called Yucca
Springs.
And I'm looking at a yucca right now. Like, they're quite a tropical looking plant.
Yeah.
I gave you a yucca as a housewarming gift, and you call it Stumpy now because you fucking left it to die. It's like the easiest houseplant to look after in the world.
There's absolutely no lie there. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine if it's the same place where Bruce was when he lost his memory? Like, is that where what if Boss Biggis got on the fucking mind reading machine?
Chicken, beef, lamb, lobster, giblets.
Tell me about your past, eh? Did you say pasta?
I think there's been a mistake. Did you say steak? It's just on the screen. It's coming up. It's just like steak,
just flying at the screen. Oh my god! I don't think it's working. I'm still hungry.
Yeah. When do I stop being hungry? This is Ozempic, right? This is what. You're not a very good Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. Whoa! You ever realize that?
You ever see that movie?
It's all right. Not the best. Not the worst. I'm hungry.
So going back, I adore this episode. Just think my thoughts on it. It's one of my personal favorites. It still is. Spoiler, I don't think it's going to make my top 3 on a rewatch, but I really like it. I think it like holds just a lot of fun. It mostly feels like a story I would enact with like Batman action figures when we were kids. You know what I mean? Like a reason to get the villains together and use all the toys that we have. I like the overall plot. I like Alfred coming along on the adventure. Like, I love when Alfred's included in like adventures outside the manor. I think that's a lot of fun.
Also, it's clearly the Batman Forever plot as well, right? With Riddler's device.
Yes. I was going to say it's got similar. It's like Mad Hatter and this episode combined make Batman Riddler's plot and Batman Forever, basically. But my biggest issue with this episode, my one main issue, is that Strange's mind reading machine is pointless because Bruce erases his tape and re-records just him imagining Strange being like, I can guess whoever I want Batman is, and they'll bid on it. Like, what fools? So really, whatever you're thinking, it shows. So I'm Batman, and I could think it, and then Strange would be like, oh my god, you're Batman.
You'd have to be in the know, though, right? What I don't get is Batman spent all that time erasing everyone's tapes, which is very nice to do. But then he just like destroyed everything. So like it all like blew up into flames. So, and I was like, Batman, instead of putting in individual tapes to erase them, pick up the tape, snap it in half, rip up all the freaking thread, right? Like, what? Well, he wasted so much time being like, Alfred, I need to rewind all these VHSs that do back. We're going to get late fees, Alfred.
That's true, because
that was 20 years ago.
If he didn't blow it up, then yes, that makes sense, because it's like he's trying to obviously make it appear like he wasn't there, right? And the tapes weren't tampered with.
Well, I would have taken the tapes. borrow him home and give him a little watch, because you never know. Batman might be able to use some of that
That's
information.
true. Batman,
Because
yeah.
some of it might be some incriminating evidence.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. He's just like, oh, so Maria Vargas was the one who burnt down the docks. Interesting. Okay, I'll use that the next time I get a parking ticket.
My dad lost so much money when the docks burned down. Fucking bitch.
Yeah, so talking about Hugo Strange, I really like him. I think he's creepy, he's weird. He's like a Dr. Frankenstein and Igor rolled into one. You know what I mean? Like
that's a good way of saying it, yeah.
He's a weird little man and he's creepy.
Strange.
He's strange. Oh. He also feels like a villain that we'd see in like James Bond, or like a henchman,
Yes.
like an Odd Job or a Jaws. Maybe James Bond Jr. like would be more fitting for him. But I thought like the whole episode had some real James Bond vibes to it, like Bruce sneaking around the spa at night, breaking into the office. That's so...
And the tropical trees.
Yeah, it felt like in Bond even sneaks around a spa in Thunderball, like dressed almost like Bruce does. So, hey, you know it.
Which is that the right movie, or did I?
Yeah, that's right. That's the Thunderball. Yeah, the music when they're going underwater. Yeah, the na 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 na. Yeah, I'm very impressed.
Well, I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah. Well, speaking of music, did you like the music in this episode? Did it stand out to you at all?
Didn't stand out to me.
I didn't think it stood out a load either, but I did love the score when Bruce's mind is being read. I thought like that build up and then the dun 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 dun. He's like, I wanted revenge. Like I really liked that whole build up.
What was it, Mr. Wayne? What was it?
I wanted...
Yes?
revenge!
And I liked the villain themes playing, their leitmotifs playing as they step out of the plane, like each of them playing. That's great. The animation, ACOM, as we know, has been fired at this point. They got fired on the last episode, so this is obviously one of the episodes they were finishing up. As we know, they weren't great to work with, but I didn't think it looked terrible, this episode. I thought it was one of their better looking episodes. The only thing I really noticed was when Two-Face steps out of the plane, his eyebrows are white on both sides.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as the intro to this episode, I really thought it was cool with Batman sneaking along the bridge, like following Judge Vargas.
Talk about I love that Batman moment when he's chatting with Gordon and he's like there all in the darkness with the cape blowing.
Yeah.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, or when he's on top of the car and when Numbers is like, you make a mistake, you always pay. Which is Mark Hamill, by the way. And Batman replies with,
My sentiments, exactly.
And he's shadowy on the top of the car. So fucking cool. I'm surprised that the goons left the ransom money when they sped off as well. I was like...
They biffed it as well. Like, she biffed... She biffed, like, the tape and everything. She didn't bring enough money. Also, that guy, he counted one stack and was like, you're 20 short? Like, what?
How do you know that now? I mean, your name's Numbers.
Oh, guess what? You're 100% sure now, mate, because you left the fucking bag at the crime scene.
It's 100% missing.
She's going to just scoop up, and she's got rid of the tape. She's scot-free. She's like, great, my Gordon sex tape? No one's ever going to see that shit. Let's go celebrate, Gordy boy. Okay.
Hello there.
So I say when my wee-wee stands salute.
I was surprised to see Robin flying the Batwing as well. I didn't know he had his pilot's license. Good for him. He
the Joker flew a fucking commercial airline, so everyone knows how to fly a commercial flight in this episode.
Yeah, I thought Robin did some good stuff in this episode. He wasn't included in the main plot, but I did like him at the beginning and the end. I thought that he was used really well. I love that Bruce brought Alfred to the spa, as I said. But I wonder how he pitched it to him, because the last time he brought Alfred to a spa, he was turned into a fucking tree. So I wonder if
he went to the spa by himself, didn't he? Bruce didn't bring him to the spa.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to go with Bruce, but he went by himself.
He's probably like, a spa? I'm in. So. Oh, secret stuff going on at a spa, huh? So it seems like you need... Sounds like you need a number 2 on that one, sir. A little bit of backup, I've got a little microphone, cheeky in my
yeah.
jacket.
What did you think about their little comm system
liked
that
it.
they had going on?
I've got mine tucked into my turtleneck over there. Hey, Alpha, can you hear me? Yes, sir, I can. This is fun. I'm having fun.
I'm like James Bond.
Yes, I'm English as well. Isn't that fun? That is pretty fun, Alfred.
Speaking of his turtleneck, I want to do a new segment in the show because we always talk about outfit changes out of their regular, like mustard and brown for Bruce, or Alfred sometimes is wearing something different. So I want to call it Fit Check. Yeah, I just want to do a quick fit check of the episode, which is what all the cool kids are saying online, in case you didn't know. And they always...
I didn't know.
Oh, so they go fit check, and then they like go through what they're wearing.
I am neither a cool kid or online, so...
Okay, well, I'm hip. I'm,
oh, yeah.
I've been around,
Yeah. More like you have a hip and it fucking hurts, you old man.
So, fit check for this episode. We've got a few new outfits.
Fit check is what I do every morning when I step on the scales to see how unfit I am.
So it's an unfit check.
Yep, still unfit. Fit check accomplished.
So, okay, in this episode, we got Bruce rocking a blue and grey bathrobe in the hotel room. I thought that was an interesting look for him. The Batman blue and grey kind of like woven into it. Then later, when he's getting his mind read by Strange's machine, he's wearing a salmon long sleeve polo and some grey chinos. I was like, that's a look. Like he's getting a bit casual business.
I'm not into this segment, bud. Who gives a shit what he's wearing?
No, but I care. And when he's sneaking around, he's got his grey turtleneck that we saw in Perchance to Dream as well. So there's a few. And then Joker, he's wearing that brown bomber jacket, sunglasses, scarf, and a Cruncho cereal pilot's badge at the end as well.
Because he's pretending to be a pilot. We all know what's going on.
And he's been eating Cruncho cereal, and that's where he got it, which I thought was very sweet.
Great segment. Moving on.
Oh, I like Fit Check. I'm going to keep on doing it. So,
yes, the man whose whole wardrobe has appeared on screen in a James Bond movie is into what people are wearing in a fucking cartoon. Go figure.
Fit Check. Okay, so Alfred.
The Fit Check. We both got black tees on. As we always do.
As we always do. It's slimming, sir. When Alfred opens up a suitcase, we see the bat suit in it. Right, and he refers to Bruce as it's his evening clothes, which means Bruce was planning on sneaking around that spot at night as Batman to look for clues, which makes sense. But if anyone saw Batman sneaking around this random spot at night, they'd probably be like, well, Bruce Wayne just got here, and now Batman's here, so Bruce Wayne is Batman.
It's like any of those things where it's like, in the Spider-Man Far From Home, whatever one it was, where it's like, he travels around.
Spider Monkey.
Spider-Man is wherever Peter Parker is. It's like,
but at least they tried to change the costume in that. He was just going to be Batman in Yucca Springs, and I'm like, dude, you're so giving Spider-Man the game away.
When he's in London at the end with all the school kids. So.
True. I'm like, what do you think? Strange confronts Bruce the next day, and he's like, "You're Batman," and he's like, "Your machine read my mind, didn't it?" He's like, "No, I just saw Batman sneaking around my spa. Like, we have cameras,
We checked your luggage. We opened it. One suitcase with Batman outfit in it. Where are you from, Hugo Strange? I can't place that accent. Strange accent, isn't it?
Also, I saw you getting changed in the hallway, which is a very weird place for you to do that.
You stepped out of the car with the Batman mask on. And you said, oh boy, time for Brucey Waity to cuddy waddy loosey goosey.
It's party!
Which I found rather strange. It's my thing.
So what did you think of the mind reading machine scene?
I love it. It makes me feel like it's nostalgic for Batman Forever.
It is, yeah, definitely. I thought like seeing Bruce's parents' faces and then a floating gun and then seeing his reaction as you hear the shots was a really good way of doing it. I thought that was a clever way to show that his parents had died. I also will say one inconsistency is Bruce is standing in the rain as a boy and Alfred brings an umbrella to cover him, but Alfred's hair is white. And as we know from Mask of the Phantasm, when Bruce is in his early 20s, Alfred's hair is black. So his
maybe it's been white for a while and he uses hair dye. He just didn't happen to use it that day.
Or like Bruce's memories weren't correct. And so Alfred's like, he sees the videotape. He's like, this is obviously a deep fake video, sir.
Clearly a fake. My hair is white in that, so not real.
Also, you made me bald.
Yeah.
And Bruce is like, you know you're bald, right?
What? He looks over and Alfred's got a huge wig on. Like a Bee Gees 70s wig. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, son.
Where's my washboard abs and my face tattoo as well?
I believe I became Batman after their death, didn't I? I'm Batman?
Who wants to guess who Batman is? Auction going now.
It's Alfred Pennyworth.
So what do you think of Joker's answering machine and his whole hideout that we see in this episode?
Boy, did you get a wrong number. Leave your message at the sound of the shriek. No, please, don't! Ah!
I like that he does actually have a number that you can reach. He's kind of like fucking Bill Murray in that way. Yeah. Bill Murray doesn't have an agent; he just has a number, and all the like studios call him up. They're like, "You want to do Garfield 7?" And if they don't hear back from him, he's like, "No."
So what? He leaves them on red if he doesn't want to do it. I'm ghosting that studio.
Yeah. Ghost busting them. Am I right? I'll do that one because money.
Where did Strange get Joker's number from too? I know he said it was hard to find, but like, did he just look up in the phone book like Mr. Joker?
Maybe like when he called up Penguin and Two-Face, he's like, by the way, do any of you have the Joker's number? Because I was thinking of calling him.
They're like, you just want us to get to the Joker, don't you? That's why you're using us.
Look up Joker in the yellow pages.
Batman still hasn't figured it out yet.
World's greatest detective, my ass.
I would have liked to have been there. May have been a bit too hot for me, not cool enough, you know what I'm saying? Guys, why does everybody leave now that I'm here? I thought I was a cool guy now. Hello?
Stop giving me the cold shoulder.
Oh, I miss Nora. Not, I'm getting so late.
At one point, Bruce is doing push-ups in the hotel room, and Alfred walks over to him, and I was expecting him to be like, 100,002, 100,003.
Alfred, I don't know if you heard, but I did over 100,000. It's a deep burn, Alfred.
So do you think anyone died in that fire that Vargas started, the Gotham Dock fire? Like, do you think she killed people?
Potentially hundreds of people.
Right? Like, they don't go into that, but she probably
People's
did.
careers would have been ruined of storage in the warehouses, and like,
yeah,
it was a tragedy. And this person that judges other people for their accidents, their actions, which could have been accidents, well, you better hope that shit was just a sex tape with the commissioner of the police. Because that's some bad shit.
He commissioned her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, writing her Gordon, if you know what I'm saying.
Commissioner? I hardly know her.
Hey!
Hey! Blah, blah, blah. I love the henchmen holding up a massive sign with their names on it too, like Joker, Penguin, Two-Face.
That's very funny.
That's so good. I love that. And when Strange confronts Alfred and says, "You are Bruce Wayne's butler, are you not?" And Alfred's like, "Yes." I was expecting to be like, "Most excellent. There's a dinner party starting in an hour, and there's a toilet blocked on the second floor. Please take care of it. Thank you."
I thought it was going to be like, no. What is your name then? If it is not Alfred Pennyworth. Jalfrezi? Your name is Jalfrezi. Yes. I was born in India. What is your last name? Papadon. Your name is Jalfrezi Papadon. You're not very good at this. And your mind says, you biffed it. Sir. Yes, Joe Frizzy Pompadour. See, I told you. That's my name.
Oh my god. So what did you think of the auction scene in this episode?
And now I give you Batman's secret identity. And after the show, you shall meet its star.
Focus! Focus! Focus!
Yeah, it was fun. I like the focus. I guess that people wouldn't really understand what that means anymore, right?
No, true, yeah, because it's all digital.
Yeah. And I love that Joker's just like plowing through some popcorn and stuff. He's just having fun being the
He's
Joker.
having fun. Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like, they had their little moments, all three of them, and I thought they really did it. Like, especially that whole when they're about to fight and he's like, "Get out of my face, clown." He's like, "Which one?" Like, great line there.
I also like them on the plane as well. Like when they're like basically being like, what does he say? Like, oh, like it's a bit hot. Like we better open the door to cool him down. They're all like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is fun. Get him.
Yeah. Kill him.
I'm not Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and like Penguin's great too. Like chicken feed. I'll build a million. And like when Joker's like, well put, sardine breath. All of that stuff is so good.
There is a bit of a problem here, though. It's 3 people bidding. And then they say, hey, let's all pool our money together. Why? How about you say, hey, how about I just say £1 and then we all can watch it? Why do they end up spending 51 million pulling it together? Because he didn't say, like, it costs 50 million to see it. They were just bidding.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have sold it to him if they were like, $1. He would have been like, no, I not give you tape. This is Bruce Wayne,
and
clearly,
we kill
right?
you, you fucking idiot. You flew us, the most, like, devious bastards in all of Gotham City, with 2 thugs. We are evenly matched.
Yeah,
in fact,
true.
we have more because we have Harvey Dent and Two-Face motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So
and Penguin's got a gun in his umbrella, so we're good. Joker's probably got 3 like tucked under his sleeve.
Yeah. And why isn't Penguin just like play the fucking video? Like, it says Bruce Wayne on it. And he checked in. I know he's here. And you said, oh, you're going to meet our guest afterwards. Well, we're the only guests.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for I did see Jalfrezi Poppadom was here. Man, can that guy cook a fucking curry?
Carry on, sir. Oh, man.
Carry on.
It felt very Batman 66, though, when Batman jumps on the car with Alfred, and he's like, excellent, Alfred, to the airport. I thought, like,
I didn't realize Commissioner Gordon was there.
Hello there. And when Strange tells them...
so funny to me, just Commissioner Gordon always be like, hello there.
When Strange tells the villains that Bruce Wayne is Batman, Two-Face thinks it's absurd and references his previous friendship with Bruce Wayne, and he even says, if he's Batman, I'm the King of England. And it made me question again what time period this is set in, because if it's the 1990s, then it would be Queen of England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless Two-Face is not comfortable saying that because he's not secure enough to refer to himself as a queen, so he has to be like,
no,
King.
I think either they are referencing that it's in the 30s before the Queen
which would be
of
a
England,
king, yeah,
or he's saying King of England because it says as far-fetched as that because there is no King of England, just like Bruce Wayne is no Batman.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's a figure of speech.
You can interpret it in 2 different ways.
Oh, that's what he was doing.
Double entendre.
I still found it odd, though. And then Joker says things haven't been the same since deregulation. And I looked this up, and that's to do with the Airline Deregulation Act that occurred in 1978. So I was like, when does this show take place? Like, who's referencing something that happened 20 years ago if this is in the 90s? You know, like, what's going on here?
Also, what is Batman's plan? Was he just being like, I gotta take that plane now. They know my secret identity. Like, my life will be ruined. So is it worth these 4 motherfuckers' lives? No. Burn it down!
Yeah, he did. I mean, he had a plan with Dick, but yeah, how was he going to get the plane down? Like,
he ripped some shit out of the plane and was like, hope they land safely. Who's the pilot? The Joker! Oh, brother.
Who's laughing now? Am I right?
Not me.
And Batman kind of does a Spider-Man web sling when he's grappling from
He's all over the place.
Did you see that? He did a dual grapple at one point in the canyon and was swinging around like Spider-Man and even landed like him too. I was like, wow, wow, Spider-Man, spy. I was just singing the theme tune as he was doing it.
Little throwback there for our old listeners.
Oh, very good, sir.
It's been a while.
Oh, kisses. Okay.
Come on, little crime. We're all still alive and jolly.
Having a lovely day at Yucca Springs.
Jalfrezi Poppy cooked a whopping good curry.
Whopping. Oh, man. Okay, at the end of this very strange episode, Dick disguises himself as Bruce to fool Strange into thinking that he's been tricked, and Gordon is right there. And I was thinking it'd be funny if Strange was like, but it's not true, Bruce Wayne is Batman. And Gordon's like, yeah, we know, come on, off to jail. I don't know why he disguised his ward, who's Robin, by the way, as himself. We know who they are.
Oh, Gordon would be like, wait, what? You're what? What's going on here? You're Bruce.
Huh? He's so confused by the whole thing.
What? By the way, I am fucking the judge. I had to say it. I had to get it off my old chest. Gordy's got a secret. That's out. She burnt down the warehouse, by the way, the docks. All of them. I knew that too. I was there. I gave her the matches. Oh, that feels so good. Who wants curry? I heard someone talking about Jalfrezi before.
Running through this entire episode. Oh my god. Okay, and that is the end of this episode, which I love, and I did not expect this review to go the way it did, but I don't know why I expect anything different, because it was one hell of a strange episode. Okay, does this episode make your top 3?
No, but it would definitely make my top 5, I would say.
I think so, too. I was going to say, so far, it's definitely a strong contender for number 4 or 5. Ranking out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10, so I guess it's an 8 out of 10. Or
8.25.
8.25, yeah. I just think it's a lot of fun, and I can forgive some mistakes because it's just so much fun. And it's great to see a villain team up, and that's one of my favorites. All right, next we're going to review Heart of Steel Part 1, which is exciting. We're going to get into Hardak finally, the evil AI computer genius or whatever you want to call him.
Hardak, you ought to know by now. That's what it's all about.
I'm going to do the robot to this song. Can we do...
Good one.
Can we do... So we got Cad Scratch, Fever, and you've just Hardak. Is there anything for the Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne? There's probably not. There's probably too much of a stretch there to make a song out of it.
Secrets are strange.
Hey, when you're a stranger.
Dr. Strange, you're so ugly. Look at his head. It's a potato someone has sat on.
He'll read your mind. He'll tell you secrets when you're alone.
There we go.
We've done it.
We've done it.
Okay.
We'll be releasing the Batman the Animated Series album.
What? Of all the songs from the
all the
episode?
shit songs that we sing.
Well, we got to start with our Kiss from the Rose, but about Mad Hatter's teeth. Hatter!
They are so fucking yellow. Ooh.
Please floss and make sure you rinse twice.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, and that's the end of our episode review.